Hey, so I think the connection is live now. The only thing is the camera is getting frozen somehow. So let me see if it is getting reconnected or not. Just give me a second. I'll check my cam connection once again. Just give me a sec. Okay, maybe my cam needs to be restarted completely. So yeah, now you can see me. Mm. Okay, so it looks like the connection is good right now. So yeah, without wasting time, let's get into the questions. So I see the same viewers as the yesterday, but yeah, yes, I do have some questions, so I'll just take those questions. I'll try to answer those questions. If meantime, if someone is joining, then please enter your questions in the live chat, and I probably try to cover those particular questions. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the comment sections and let's try to uh, find the questions that I'm looking for. Okay, so I got one question from this guy. The guy username is Lido official. Okay, so he's basically asking the question about the male cow. So when he is doing setup in the male cow, somehow the self sign certificate is getting assigned in the male cow. Okay, so that's the problem he's facing. The solution for this one is, first of all, I don't understand why the self-sign certificate. If you are getting the self-sign certificate, then there are two situations. First situation is some like you launched the Mailcow Docker Compose connection too many times on too many different servers, or let's say on one server too many fresh connections. So each time when we launch the Docker Compose, it sends the request to the Let's Encrypt to get the SSL, right? So at least three SSLs will be fetched on each launch, right? So that's why you are running out of the quota. So there are quota for the 24 hours. So you are definitely running out of the quota. So that's why it might be possible that you are not getting the SSL from the Let's Encrypt. So it might be reason that the SSL you are getting is getting self-signed SSL. Okay. The second thing can be the your domain itself is not getting verified. Okay, so there are again two reasons that may happen. So the first is it might be possible that your port 80 is used by another process. So that's why the Docker is unable to start the temporary like the challenge server on the your host. So that's why the verification process is not getting completed, and that's why maybe it might be possible that you are not getting the SSL. Okay, so that's one reason. The second reason in the DNS, it might be like the DNS record itself is wrong. There is an issue with the DNS record itself, right? So in that case also you will not get SSL certificate. And it looks like there is a fallback SSL certificate, which in the most of the cases, in the most of the software, they use self-sign certificate. Okay, so here is the thing. The solution for you right now is, I know, like after the comment, like there are 24 hours now. So what you can do is you already passed the 24 hours. You can relaunch the Docker Compose. You can use Docker Compose down and then Docker Compose up D, and that should get the new SSL if it is not there. Okay. The second thing is manually putting the SSL certificates in the folders. Okay, So if you check the open source code from the GitHub for the, let's say, our mail cow, then there you will find the certs folder. So I'm not sure why, but the cert folder already has a certificate in it, which is self-signed certificate. So you can just replace that self-signed certificate, and I think that will solve your issue. Okay, so I hope you got your answer, whatever you're looking for, right? So yeah, then there is one more guy which is basically asking me about Discord or Telegram. Okay, so the thing is, I don't use Discord, I use Telegram. There is an official Telegram account of me, which is Flux FLUXX03. That's my account, and there is a channel also, which is Flux Set, same as channel name. Okay, so you can add the in the channel also, or you can message me in the personal also. Okay, so yeah, these are the mediums you can use. The email communication, I don't do email communication. Okay, so then there is this question about the evilgenics. Okay, so in the evilgenics setup, how you get the self-sign certificate? Okay, that's really interesting. I wasn't expecting the question, this kind of question coming from viewers, right? So how you get the self-sign certificate in the evilgenic setup? Because when you launch the evilgenic setup, suppose you are launching for 1byte.in or yourdomain.com, whatever it is, then in that case, what happens? The simple thing happens is it will fetch the SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt for all of the subdomains which are you are including in the proxy host, right? So yeah, this is how the typical SSL scenario works in the evilgenics. But when you want the self-signed SSL, what you can do is you can enable the test mode or developer mode in the evilgenics. So before running the evilgenics binary, what you can do is you can add evilgenics space dash h or dash dash help, right? So then it will show you it has test mode, it has a developer mode, it has production mode and whatnot, right? So in that you can select the dev mode. I think in the dev mode it will allow you to get the self-signed SSL certificates for your domains. So this way, even if your domain is not validating or you don't want SSL certificate for from the Let's Encrypt, you can use this way. Okay, next thing is when you add this one, when you create the phishing link or when you create lures link, when you share that link in the browser, it will show that it is not secure, the connection is not secure again, right? So that may look like a suspicious. It depends on what you are trying to do. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is you can connect the Cloudflare so that the Cloudflare will pass the SSL of the Cloudflare, and in the backend your own SSL will be connected to the Cloudflare. Okay, so this way you will get the green connection, the connection is secure, and at the same time on the backend or the evilgenics you are using self-signed certificate. Here also there is a catch. When you do this particular connection, you need to make sure that in the Cloudflare, you in security, you are making it flexible. Okay, you are setting the flexible, so this way you will basically have the option to the use the self-signed certificate, I guess, right? So yeah, so let's move to the next question. Okay, what is the capacity of mail cow to send the emails? So he's talking about the self-hosted mail cow server. Okay, it really depends on your host reputation, it really depends on your IP reputation, it really depends on your domain age. Okay, these are the factors. I don't know how much it is required to be sent XYZ email. So let's say it might be possible that to send 1K emails per day, you might need the at least domain age to, let's say, 1 month or something, and IP reputation should be like your IP is not blocked more than two uh, blacklists, right? So that might be the criteria. It wholly depends on which domain you are using, and the domain criteria I explained is for the .com .co domains, right? .net domains. If you're talking about the .ru .tk .pk .in or any domain which is not that much relevant, in that case it's really hard. Like Gmail spam filters are killing those domains basically. So yeah, so you need to choose wisely which domain you are going to use, and you got the answer also. Okay, so next question is about the Evilgenics. Great. How many users can access Evilgenics list concurrently at the same time? Okay, so previously in the Evogenix version 1, there was a limitation. The limitation was only few users can access, like one session, two session only. But in version 3, they have added the multiple. I think from the version 2, they have added the multiple user support. So right now there will be multiple session handling. So if I send a link to the 1,000 users, the 1,000 connection will be working independently. But the catch is, um, the credentials you are capturing will be not uh, categorized according to your connections, like these credentials are coming from that particular connection. No, it will just simply say the IP address, the credentials, the token, and that's it. Okay, that's all the information you will be having. In addition, if you are correct, like using the lot of concurrent connection, you must have more RAM on the server, because the concurrent connection are getting made and they will use hell lot of RAM on this server. So make sure you have enough RAM before just expanding the connections, creating the multiple connections to the evil gen X, right? So that's one point. I think that's really important, because some people think like we are just creating connection and original load of the website or handling the request and whatever is being handled on the original website server, not the phishing server that we have created using EvilGenX. No, in the EvilGenX also we are doing some kind of processing. In the fishlet, we are adding the data, we are adding the conditions, we are checking through the content which is coming from the server, we are checking through the content which is coming from the client side also, right? So the two-way processing happening. The my thing is like, no, I don't know how much in the backend of the original website the computing power is being used, but definitely in the evil genetics there is a hell lot of processing happening. It also depends on how you um, create the fishlet. If in your fishlet there are a lot of, let's say, sub filter rules, then yeah, there is a lot to replace in each request, there is a lot to search in each single request. If you are not optimizing your fishlet, then it needs to be searched in the each and every type of the content type that you are mentioning, right? So in that case, that adds a lot of time, lot of computing power, and yeah. So for some people, when they set up evil generic, the website becomes slow, the phishing website. That's the reason, because you adding this hell lot of things in the fishlet, and they are creating just overload on the server itself. So the requests are getting slower, the process itself is getting slower, the response time is getting slower, right? So that's a really crucial part that you should be keeping in the mind. Okay, so yeah, that's all about this particular question. So let me jump to the next question. Can you design the fishlet for me, or can you create the fishlet for me? Okay, so the thing is, brother, there are law, there is a limit on my legal boundaries, so I cannot just create fishlet for you. However, hence this is educational, and or what I will do, whatever I do, the lectures and what are for educational purpose. I am recording one course for it, right? And you can just get that course, and in that course you can learn how to create fishlet by your own, because it is, I'm covering every single point from like literally noob to hero. So once you learn, you can create your own fishlets, but still this knowledge is only for educational purpose. Make sure you operate in your legal boundaries. Okay, so yeah, that's all about it, and we have our last question of the day, which is again about the evil genetics. Can website detect the evil genetics? Okay, so it really depends on which website we are talking about. If you are talking about something like Gmail or something, they can detect the evil genetics, they have system in place to detect evil genetics, but that can also be bypassed. Okay, so there are 2 points. Anyway, the bypassing thing is not that much simple. Obviously it's hard, you need to reverse engineer the code and then bypass. I don't recommend doing anything like that, but I'm answering the question whether they have security or not. Yes, they have, but most of the common website, regular day website, they don't have the functionality in place to detect the evil genetics until and unless they add the Google Analytics in it. Okay, so if they add the Google Analytics in it, then they can see that your domain has the XYZ traffic. Basically, the excessive traffic will be coming from um, the website traffic, because for one user there are two sessions being created. One is on the evilgenic side and one is on the user side. So that's the thing. I don't think so. It will make sense a lot, but yeah, that can be one way to detect the eugenics. Another thing is they can create their own custom script to calculate the tokens based on the domains, which is the protection way offered by the eugenics founder itself. And this way also they can detect, but I don't think so. Most of the people are aware of it, and they will not implement connection security based on that. So I think, yeah, there is like not much knowledge about the eugenics available in the market. There is like very few resources, in fact, if you try to learn about the eugenics. So yeah, that's all about the questions that I got in 2 3 days. So if you have any question, you can comment and I'll cover that question here, or you can just join the live stream and I'll answer your questions in the live. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Okay, so let's end.